posting this little video clip to explain how I review. Now, first off, we've got to ask the question, what is the point of a review? It might seem a silly question to ask, but it's actually quite an important one. The answer is obviously to guide people to make choices about buying hi-fi and what is considered the best. Obviously, we've got to do it in a journalistic way. It's for the reader or the viewer, and it's ultimately for you, and you deserve the victory to get the best products. I have no affiliation with any manufacturer, so I can speak freely without any hindrance. Also, posting my videos and written reviews is currently a hobby, and I'm always looking for ways to make this a better experience. My reviews aim to give my own subjective opinion on what I think is best, but also what I think most people are likely to prefer based on the product and how it performs. This means they aren't just subjective, but can have an element of objectivity too. Rating all gear as fantastic in a review and not saying why other hi-fi products are or aren't better means a review can never be credible. Even a comparison in a small way has some validity. So a review is mainly a means to an end to help the customer or prospective customer to a purchase, hopefully in an entertaining way. If a product is underperforming in my opinion, and what I think most would agree with, then I can say so in a fair and non-malicious and non-derogatory way. I'm mindful others will disagree with me, and everyone is entitled to an opinion which is to be respected, so ultimately it would be unfair to be hypercritical. I can only steer and guide people to the right choices. At the same time, if a product is a standout one or performs above average, it is understandably likely to receive my praise. In this context, I'd reiterate that because I don't have any affiliations, I can be impartial and unbiased. Most of us aren't technicians, hi-fi designers or electronic engineers, so if a product has the features and functionalities you want, it looks good, it sounds good, then this is really all we need, right? Sportsmen don't need to worry about exactly how and why their technique is good or not, if they perform well. The technique is a means to an end to get a result. As consumers, we simply get on with enjoying the product, let the manufacturers do the designing and worrying about technicalities for us. In my reviews, I'll still make the point over some technicalities as I have to explain the product, but I'm not going to make it the be-all and end-all. It's the listening and enjoying of music faithfully reproduced on great audio gear, which is for the masses and is a non-exclusive pursuit. Good quality audio is to be enjoyed by all. So if it becomes about the technology overriding what the product does and how it performs, then the review becomes self-indulgent and I'm here for the reader. I'm going to read for you a passage from a product review that I once read. It's all in one sentence, so that kind of bolsters my point as well. Here we go. Listening to the 16-bit 44.1 kHz Tidal version of Dame Agnes Obel's haunting 2016 album Citizen of Glass through this digital to analog converter saw her mastery of the keys hanging delicately in 3D space, while her voice arched upwards and over the ghostly accompanying bass. String arrangements and backup singers whose modulated voices fleshed out a sonic palette coloured with shades of a darkened and bruised sky, which captured the moody winter feel of cuts like Familiar. I mean, where do we start with that? I mean, how on earth does that convey sound qualities in music? It's just so pretentious. It's a hi-fi review, not a poem. So, I'm going to wax lyrical on great products, but in such a pretentious manner I don't think so. I'm also not going to stand in front of a camera egging something up so much that it looks like I have zero credibility. You know, I can't begin to tell you how great this music player is. I mean, it's just fantastic. You've just got to buy. So maybe that's taking it a bit far, but I think you catch my drift. I present my reviews in a relaxed fashion and concentrate on the main sound quality traits in discussing how a product performs as well as the same for its features. I'm also what has been described as a music-first audiophile. Music comes first. In other words, I use my hi-fi to listen to the music faithfully reproduced rather than using faithfully reproduced music to listen to my hi-fi. So I'll always select music first no matter its quality. In this regard, I'm not a format war reviewer, i.e. I realise that to a large degree the quality of the different formats depends not on the formats themselves but the components you play them in. I don't undertake measurements of hi-fi gear, not least I don't have the gear to do so. It's quite complicated, and often measurements can never predict how a hi-fi is going to sound or perform. I don't therefore believe in thinking that measurements should dictate what I should hear in a product. I believe it's based on what the product does and how it performs in the real listening world. Unless I say so, I always conduct listening tests at home in my home environment, as the room is known to have a huge influence on the sound of audio, so we need to keep that the same. For the same reasons of isolating sonic qualities, if I'm testing hi-fi separates, I always remove one item at a time but keeping the rest of the system the same, or one that I'm very used to at least.